afternoon, brothers and sisters. How are you today? Do you feel warm today? No? Okay.
Not cold.
Not cold. Then just nice. Okay. Please new to SGC. Everybody who is new, introduce yourself. That's okay. And how do you get to come to share with the rest? Your name? Oh, 那你用华语，你的名字贵姓大名？
叫吴红颜。
啊？
吴红颜。
吴红颜。你好。那你今天是怎么会来跟我们一起共修的呢？
没有，我的朋友介绍我来。
你的朋友是谁？
参观一下。
你不懂你的朋友？你朋友是谁？OK， 欢迎欢迎。听说你之前在光明山当义工很久了啊？有多少年了？
差不多10多20年了。
10多20年。
不过有做工啊，有空不过去。
OK。以前有去拜27吗
？27有拜6礼拜就一定过去的。平时就没有做工。
那27之前你没有听过师父开始27？
有啊，师父开始很早。现在也是有一位师父在开示啦，不过是说师父讲的很多人都在旁边听。
依法不依人。现在可能是仁旭法师吗？还是传和法师？
我不太清楚，因为有时候我们去那边是做义工的，没有什么去。
欢迎欢迎。
谢谢。
So, do you need translation? Yeah. So our friend has been going to the Gongmingsan Bokasi Monastery for 10-20 years. Yeah. So and she volunteers there. So I was asking whether she has heard my sharing during the 27. What is 27? Just share with you all later. So Gongmingsan actually has this special puja on the 27th of every lunar month. Yeah. So for many years, people would come during 27. And during 27, you see many venerables in front, and then they will do what we call the Great Compassionate Repentance Puja, and some people may have wondered why 27. Usually, Buddhist temples, 初一、15, the 1st and the 15th. But that particular puja is held on the 27th of the lunar calendar. Yeah. Some of you may have heard me share on the reasons why. It was started by our Sư Gong, Chuan, the late Venerable Chuan. Yeah. So traditionally, temples would have puja not on Sunday, but on 1st and the 15th. So can you imagine if it's 1st and 15th, and then we have SGC? Then sometimes it's on Monday, sometimes on Thursday, then you have to take leave. After lunch you have to tell a boss, sorry, I have to take time off, I need to go for SGC. But last time, it was possible to have puja on the 1st and the 15th, because in the past, usually housewives would go to the temple. Yeah. It's not me, it's not that Sifu who have some funny traditional idea, but in the past it was like that. Yeah. So as a result, whether the 1st and the 15th of the lunar calendar falls on weekdays or weekends, no problem. Yeah. And I myself, when I was a kid, when it was the school holidays, or let's say last time we had two sessions, right? So then my mom would sometimes bring me to the temple as well. So why is it 27th and not 1st and the 15th? Yeah. It is said that the late Venerable Hong Chun, out of compassion for the other temples, decided not to have any major puja on the 1st and the 15th. Why out of compassion? Because Comingsan had a large following and it's a rather major temple. If it conducts any major puja, then a lot of devotees will come to Comingsan and will go to Comingsan, and as a result, other temples will have nobody going. Yeah, so out of compassion, it is said that the late master decided not to do it on the 1st and the 15th, but just once a month. On the 27th lunar calendar, he will instead invite the other venerables to come together to do the puja. And everybody can come, and then you will at the same time offer food to everybody. Yeah. Then why not on the 26th? Why not maybe 20th? You know, or month end on the 1st. Oh no, 1st is already taken. Yeah, why 27th? So that has to do with one of the sutra, where it describes this cultivator called San Cai Tongzi. Yeah, his name is San Cai, and he is a cultivator. So he goes to one of the master to learn, and after learning everything that he can learn from here, the master instructs him, now go to this other master to learn. Yeah, he visits some monks, some bodhisattvas, different people. Yeah, each one after learning whatever he can learn, then that teacher tell him to go to the next teacher. And altogether, how many teachers? 53 teachers. Yeah, 三才童子53参. And this is found in Huayanjing, right? Yeah. So in the Sangha Sutra. And so then why 27? Number 27 teacher, the number 27 teacher is Guan Pusa. Yes, Guan Pusa.
Also, that's why the qi is the double channel.
Yes. So some students ask, I have very interesting students. So my student asks, hey, Sifu, what if Guan Pusa was number 43? Oh, then how? Yeah. So yes, some student, was it you last time?
No.
Someone then suggested, no worries, Sifu. If it's 43, then 4 plus 3, 7. So 50. Yeah. But Guan Pusa is number 27 teacher. So we have 30. From this account, we see a very lively expression, yeah, of compassion. Yeah, not just words, not just Dharma class, compassion, but he really do it. Yeah, and it's not just okay. This month we do it. After that, 初一十五，哇，包个了。Year after year, since then, even until now, it has become a tradition. Yeah. So many times people, we hear people say that, can we have the Dharma that is more relevant to our everyday life? If you think about it, this cultivator, he goes to so many teachers learning about the Bodhisattva path, learning about the Dharma. And all the things that they learn may be quite cheap, yeah? Then how is it relevant to our life? It takes wisdom to apply in our life. We need to want to apply in our life. We cannot wait for the sutra to talk about 30% water price hike, then, Sifu, 30% price more, I'm so upset. But Buddha never say anything about water price hike, so I cannot apply. No, we cannot wait for the Buddha to say exactly relevant to us. We need to make the teachings relevant to us. Yeah. Sifu will try our best, not just Sifu, other venerables, we all try our best to make it more relevant but it's up to us. Yeah? Just like when our young ones in school, the teacher may give this example, give that example, yeah, but it's up to the child during exams to learn how to apply it. Yeah? Think about it. This water price hike, how many of you are affected? All of us are affected. Who don't drink water? If you increase COE price, some people, okay, I don't drive, yeah, I take cab or whatever. Yeah, but water, water, 一边. Yeah, you know this the story about 一边? If you spell it, if you read it the other way around, N-A-I-E,
Naive.
naive. There are many stories about water in the sutra. There was one time, two countries started to come together to fight. Yeah. In the Buddha's time, many people think that, in the Buddha's time, life was simpler, everybody was happy, peaceful. Yeah, you just sit down, attain jhana, just see the Buddha attain the arahant. No, it was not always like that. In the Buddha's time, there was war, there was conflict, there was famine, there was death, there was sickness. But amidst all that, there were people who learned the Dharma and rise among them. While there are people who fight and they were discontent, there were those who find contentment even when things were lacking. But there were these two states that was fighting, about to fight rather. So then the Buddha heard about it, and the Buddha was called into council. So the Buddha advised the two kings and said, it is not like, why are you two kings fighting? Like, for what reason? Why are you all fighting? Why do you all amass your soldiers and face off with each other with your elephants and troops and everything? So then he talked to one king, and then the other king, they explained their situation. So one king said, I've heard from my ministers. My ministers said that the other country, the other state, they have not shown us respect. They are insulting to us. Then, so the Buddha said, okay, is it true? Is it? The minister said, yeah, it's true. Then the other side said, yes, we say all this because we have heard, our ministers have heard that their lower rank person have insulted us in this way. So back and forth, trace, like, like on Facebook, you went trace who, right, Then in the end, you know what happened? It turned out that they traced all the way to two farmers, one farmer from each state. And then trace, find the two farmers over, okay, what happened between the two of you? It turned out that it was over some misunderstanding over water. Because of the two farmers, and then one person said something, the other person go and make it bigger, then the other person said something bigger, then until two countries come together, ready to fight and have a lot of people killed. So the Buddha then told, after clarifying everything, then they realized, gosh, it's just over a bit of water. I don't think any of you are going to go to war. Yeah. But sometimes, while there is this 30% hike, yeah. But how about the rest of our life? We shouldn't let the 30% affect the rest of our life. Yeah. The rest of our life is still okay. We got to face and see how we can do something about the 30%. Yeah. But instead of letting our emotions become too agitated, see how we can actually deal with that. Now I'm saying this not because I received a memo from the government to talk about this, but I've heard many students rant about it. Online, you cannot help it, the moment you open up Facebook, there is bound to be some article about the 30% hike. So even Sifu know about it. Yes, carbon tax is coming.
So they are saying like some people will be less invested.
So how?
So expensive, as in a sense.
So expensive, huh?
Inflation very high.
So next time we have to have SGC twice a week. Then everybody become karma. Yes.
I heard my colleague Philippines said that we are lucky because the government actually pay us a lot of subsidy because for them they pay 30% tax. They are taxable.
Oh, the income tax.
Something like that. They say they pay about 30%. So he say he comments that we are actually lucky. But that's that amount.
I have met many individuals from other countries, and one of the first things that they remarked about Singapore is our low tax. Yeah. While we may, I mean, as a Singaporean, I understand that low tax, here tax, everywhere tax. Yeah. Pay and pay. Yeah, since young, I've heard adults say, what is the pay and pay? Yeah, but I sometimes wonder, when I go to other countries, it's not as though other countries don't pay. Yeah, when I first went to US for work, to the HQ for training and conferences, back then our GST was it 3% initially?
Yes.
Yeah. And before that, there was not even GST. And back then, in US, different states, some states have 7%, some states 8%, 9%. Different states have different taxation ruling regulations. So eventually, ours now is 7%. Yeah. The question is, what is done with all these tax dollars? What is used for from these tax dollars? In Singapore, we don't have anything else. Yeah, but our revenue is mainly from tax, and then we are a free trade port, right? Yeah. So when goods come into Singapore to be re-exported, I don't think there's any special tax or tariff involved. Yeah, we just earn through the service we provide. Yeah, berthing, cargo, and so on and so forth. So now again, before you think, wow, this one is P&E marker. No. If it was me 20, 30 years ago, yeah, I was quite a fervent, blind Singaporean patriot. Yeah. If I have a friend who criticizes Singapore, I tell you, I will spend 3 hours talking him or her down. But over the years, I start to, in a way, become more awakened. Not that I love Singapore less, but I start to realize that, yeah, Singapore, yeah, far from perfect. But in a way, I love it a bit more in a different way. I love it not blindly that this is a perfect country. I start to see that, hey, yeah, there are other countries that try out different things, and it seemed to work better for them. I start to see that the way we do things is not always right. And in retrospect, I also start to realize that, yeah, I'm also not always right. Yeah? It's just that I'm more used to doing things as in a certain way, so we tend to think that our way is correct. But I also start to then look at things more, I like to think objectively. Yeah, so, is it correct to have the increase? I think, but in all countries, countries that say you don't do any tax, you have to be more careful. It is like if you go to a shop that they tell you, give you free handphone. All the telcos give you free handphone, right? How can it be free? You mean they have nothing better to do give free handphone? Yeah, the money comes around in another way. Yeah, they have calculated, factored everything in way. Yeah, so if some country says zero tax, that means the money must come from somewhere. Yeah. Money cannot fall from the sky. Yeah. Even collection of water, and then without talking about what we call desalination. Desalination is a very expensive process. Yeah. But even if you just talk about storage, maintaining our reservoirs, we need people to go and clear the river or do something about the So the question is, what do they do with the tax that is being collected? Yeah, and as I visit many different countries, I see that in terms of tax, we are low. In terms of the infrastructure that is being built, we are quite there. Yeah, we are quite there, on par with many first world countries. Yeah. But I'm just a monk. Okay, who else on my left is new here? Anybody else? I think all look quite seasoned. Nobody else who is new, right? Okay, how about my right? Anybody? Hello, yes. What is your name? Sorry? Aishwarya. Did I pronounce correctly? A-I-S? W-A-R-Y-A. Aishwarya. Welcome. And how do you get to know our secret group? Not secret, our group cultivation. Your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Tracy. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to group cultivation, the spiritual group cultivation. It is conducted in English, but sometimes I will have to use Mandarin here and there. Do you understand Mandarin? You are Singaporean? You're from India. Welcome. How long have you been in Singapore? 1.5 years. Has Singapore treated you well? Say yes. I hope we have treated you well. Yeah. You have? We have? Yeah. Good. And what are you doing in Singapore? It is private, you know. Yeah. You should once in a while turn the camera. Yeah. Yeah, wave. Yeah, you'll be on YouTube. All of you will be on YouTube. Yeah. So if you want to angle it down a bit, yeah, okay, full frame. So, anything else to share? No? Okay, welcome. So, India. Buddha was from North India. South India. He was from South India. Buddha was from South India. Oh, you are from South India. For a while, I thought that my life is just a lie. My life is a sham. Oh no. Like, she's from India, you know. If she tells me that the Buddha was from South India, I'm going to believe her. You're from South India. I see. I was going to just say, like, which part of South India? Then I realized that I don't really know India. So whichever place you tell me, I probably don't know. But which part of South India? Kerala. Okay. Nice. Any of you been there? Andrew have been there. Wow. What were you doing there? Business trip. Wow. Where's that place again? Kerala. Okay. Wow. Okay. I've been to India quite a few times, but quite a few times had always been Bodh Gaya, Berha State, then the Rajagaha, the few places, you know, where Buddhists go for pilgrimages. Yeah. India is a beautiful place. Yeah. A lot of open space. Yeah. How many of you have been to India? Oh, okay, quite a number. How about the rest? Were you all on pilgrimages? No? Business trip? Okay. I used to go on business trips for work last time. Yeah, I decided to go for tour. I usually go, when I go overseas, it's usually for work. Yeah. So are you here for work or studies?
No, my husband is working here. So
Ah,
okay.
I see. Are your children here also?
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old baby.
Huh?
3-year-old kid.
3-year-old baby. Next time bring your 3-year-old baby here. Welcome, welcome. So what do we do in SGC? We have short puja and then short meditation. Some say not so short nowadays. And then not so short Dharma sharing. Yes, so once a month, on the first week of the month, we have what we call the Bodhisattva Vows. Yeah? So we will share from this text. Let me switch the. Yes, so this is the translation that I did with my Dharma brother. It is the Yogacara Bodhisastra. The whole text is not so thin. This is very thin because this is just one sub-chapter from the whole text. The whole text is 100 fascicles, something like what we call chapters. Yeah, 100 fascicles. And my late teacher, he spent 7 years covering the first 50 fascicles. Yeah, we had lessons like 4 times a week, and he 4 times, yeah, 4 times. Then one day is for Vinaya, 4 days on the commentary. So he spent about 7 years. So this is from one of the chapter, yeah, and it is on the Bodhisattva Vows. Yeah, and we have gone through many of the precepts already, and today we are going to cover the precept number 29. Yeah? So once a month, at the start of February, we covered the previous one. So today we cover this. Yeah. Can you all see the text?
Yeah.
Is it too small or too big? Too small. Okay. So let me do a zoom. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. So before I jump into it, because we are now doing it once a month, just a bit of context. The Bodhisattva Vows, also known as the Bodhisattva Precepts, is a set of training guide in a way. Yeah. Instead of thinking of it strictly as, oh, you do this, you go to hell, you don't do that, but it is for those who would like to start on this path, yeah, the Bodhisattva path, to work towards perfect enlightenment, Buddhahood. Yeah. And as I've shared before, while Bodhisattva seemed like a very far away, very grand, lofty ideal, 菩萨，这个是菩萨戒，一切菩萨戒，一切菩萨戒。我们汉传多数是用那个《法华经》菩萨戒，那这一本呢是瑜伽菩萨戒，在我们汉传主要有两个菩萨戒的那个系，一个是《法华经》菩萨戒本经，一个是这个瑜伽菩萨戒本经，我们这个呢是瑜伽菩萨戒，So while the goal is very lofty and not so trivial or easy, but the principle is that while we are not like our Guan Pusa, our Cultivation Bodhisattva so great and powerful, but in our own ways, we do want to care for people around us. We do want to show our love and concern for others. But sometimes we may be a bit lacking. Like sometimes baby cry, then how? Try the magic touch. Don't bring him out or bring her out. Yeah. I saw this video, very interesting. Hold the crotch. Yeah. I think in one of the sessions we tried before. Wow, instant magic. So Bodhisattvas are those who try to improve themselves to the level of perfection, not for themselves, but so that they are more capable of reaching out to people to help others. So while we are not quite like Guan Pusa, but our aspiration is in the same direction. And so in that way, these teachings are actually relevant to us. Yeah. In the past few precepts, if we look at how our attitude towards the teachings, towards the Dharma is important. Yeah. Some of us are more familiar with the Theravada practices, and some of us may have heard about how, Mahayana is more superior in this way and that way, and you may have even heard disparaging remarks made by some Mahayana Buddhists. Yeah. Now, so very interestingly, in the previous lessons, we see here, for example, disparaging Sravaka Dharma. Then inside the Bodhisattva teachings, it says, if a Bodhisattva were to put down and disparage Sravaka Dharma, it is a wrongdoing, it's a transgression. Yeah? So while we are learning these teachings, it also helps to clarify certain misconceptions that is present today. So this, if you are interested in some of this, after class you can take a look, and then you can also go online and look at our past recordings. All the lessons since last year are recorded and then put on YouTube. Yeah, and we have a channel. Then in the channel we have a playlist that is strictly only for this Bodhisattva vows. So it is easier for you to refer to that. Okay. So today, hola. It's okay. Sifu would love to hear baby cry. No, I'm serious. You know, there were many parents who, when they bring their kids, or sometimes they are afraid of bringing their kids. See, cry for what? Don't cry. Yeah, then they are afraid, you know. They say that, no, Shifu, later teach the mothers. Well, you have no idea how many times before and after class I have to assure the parents. I have to assure them it's okay, let your kids stay. Yeah. Because you never know, maybe the kid cannot express himself, but hey, listen, hey, okay, can. His mom's voice not bad. So, precept number 29. Refusing to listen to Dharma out of arrogance. In this case, for this precept, just the title itself is quite straightforward. Yeah? Without even going into the details, you just look at this, what does it tell you? Yeah, if you refuse to listen to Dharma out of arrogance, that means you are too proud. Yeah? You think too highly of yourself. Yeah? Hey, try don't go up. Hey, try. You know the technique? Hold, sleepy, okay, sleepy cannot help. Babies are so frank, you know. When they are sleepy and they cannot get to sleep, they just cry. Yeah, then as we grow up, we realize that, good and bad, we realize that crying don't always get us what we want. So we stop crying. Unfortunately, we overlearn the lesson. Then we start to, even when we are not happy, how is it? Good? Good. Then after the person go off, love you. Yeah, so sometimes the process of growing up. In a way, sometimes, just taking the baby crying as an example, I've encountered many couples when they come to see me, and then sometimes the kids when I say the kids sometimes, wow, in tantrum, you know, and many times the parents, like baby cannot help it. You do have to attend to it, because you never know, maybe pee himself, shit himself, or maybe stomach or something, you know. But our tendency to attend so closely, when brought all the way to when the kid is 5, 10 years old, or even older, can actually become detrimental to the child's development. Why? Because when the child cries, it's okay to attend to the child when the child was young, but over time, the child learned something that we didn't intend for the child to learn. The child end up learning that as long as the child make noise, as long as he or she make noise, someone will attend to my needs. As long as I cry loud enough, long enough, you all will have to do what I want you to do. So a few times, parents or my students come and they bring along a child, and the child throw tantrum. There was once I told the couple, let the child, leave the child alone. Yeah. On the surface, it seems like, well, this Sifu, not compassionate, you know. Huh? Poor child crying. But then, leave him alone. Initially, he wasn't crying, but I asked the child to come and sit with us and play. Then the child refused, you know. Then after still crying. Not that Sifu, wow, you rude. But I told the parent, I told the couple, don't immediately attend to the child. Because if you do that, you teach the wrong thing. Then after a while, the child continued crying. And the girlfriend, this is the brother's son. Yeah, so the girlfriend of my student was like, want to just go off, you know, and say, so we all talk, I go and attend. I said, no. And I look at them and I say, I've never seen children cry for more than 5 minutes. I mean, at that age, baby can cry for hours on a strong stamina. So I got them to sit down. After a while, she again wanted to say, no, not more than 5 minutes. Do you know how long the baby cried or the kid cried? Less than 2 minutes. After less than 2 minutes, then look around. It was so hilarious. This is for real, it's not a simple act out, you know, more 夸张. Really, you know, the child was like, then look around. Nobody respond. Then after a while, he then crow. Kids. Now imagine this child or any other child, if each time the child cries, and even when the child is able to speak, and the child still resort to crying, what will happen? When the child is a teenager, you will extend and increase to tantrums, throwing things, perhaps shouting. Then if this still get him or her what they want, then when they reach 20s, what happens? Parents may have to face it for that 20, 30 years. I've counseled spouses, you know, couples. And it's really basically an adult version of the child, you know. Sometimes it's the man, sometimes it's the woman. Same. As long as the person never get past this stage, the person will keep on thinking that, well, if we disagree, I will just shout. If you don't do it the way I want it to be done, I will just scream. Yeah, and you have to go along with me. Yeah. So next time you see a child crying, let a child cry. No, remember, if it's a small baby, you cannot just let the baby cry. Must go and take a look. So refusing to listen to Dharma out of arrogance. If a Bodhisattva knows that a Dharma talk or discussion is taking place, out of arrogance or anger, refuses to attend. This is named a transgression. Multiple transgressions is a transgression of defiled nature. So are you all a Bodhisattva? Or stress? After seeing this, nobody dare to admit that you are a Bodhisattva. Why is it that there's such a training rule, a precept for a Bodhisattva? Why? So the reason is it may not be so apparent. Yeah? But when you look at the term Bodhisattva, who is a Bodhisattva? Is a person who has undertaken on his own. No one can force another person to be a Bodhisattva. It must be voluntary. It must be on your own accord. You decide you want to do this. To do what? To work on yourself, to improve yourself towards perfection, towards Buddhahood. That you have seen enough in your life, that you want to devote your whole life, and not just this life, but next life, next life, all the way until such a day when you reach perfection. And you say that you have seen so much suffering around you. Out of compassion, you are ready to take on all these challenges just so that you are able to help others. For such a person, then if you know that there's a Dharma talk, then Dharma talk can help you to further your path. And then why would you refuse? So if you refuse it, if you refuse to attend to that out of arrogance or anger, maybe that Dharma speaker, that Venerable, that Sifu, or that lay Dharma teacher, scolded you before, then you, who is it? Chuan or maybe somebody, then you feel upset like, that Sifu, every time ask me question, know that I don't know, still ask me. Actually, we don't know whether you know, that's why we ask you. But if you have this mindset, then you feel like, I don't want to attend Dharma class. Then, what happened? It's a transgression. Transgression, in what sense? You are transgressing against your own vow. You want to be a Bodhisattva, but you do something that works against your own wish. That's why it's called a transgression. And what about if it's out of arrogance? This teacher, don't know how to explain one. Hey, I have heard people say this before, Like, someone mentioned about, there's this Venerable who is in town to give teaching. Then someone immediately just very spontaneously say, that's Sifu, I've heard before. That calls me. So, okay. You all look very surprised, because you are good people. No, I find more funny than like disturbing. I find it funny because why would anyone think it that way? Yeah. But sometimes for some people, when they cannot understand what the teacher is saying, they may end up with this mindset that the teacher don't know how to teach. But they never consider, maybe it's because we don't have enough abilities to understand, Yeah. So if a person have the wrong mindset and out of arrogance, feel very proud of themselves, feels that the teacher is not as good as him. Yeah? So out of arrogance, decide that, no wonder some of you look here, look there, don't know what I'm talking about. Actually, the text was out of the screen. Out of arrogance. Out of arrogance, then it is also a transgression. So, what does this mean? It means that in these specific cases, then it is a transgression. If acted out of laziness or slackness, it's also a transgression, but such transgression is of undefiled nature. So, for example, you have been attending Dharma talks like 7 days a week, 7 times a week already. Then next week, still 7 times a week. Then suddenly there's one more Dharma talk. So you must attend 8 times a week. Then I'm like, big son. Very tired. Then if you don't attend, it is a transgression because you are still working against yourself, but not of defiled nature. Because it's not out of defilements that you say you don't want to attend. Then if out of slackness is like you kind of like think of in a way very similar to laziness. But laziness and slackness, the two have a slight distinction. 懒惰懈怠. So one is you have been practicing, then you slack. That means you have been practicing. What I described was actually more about practicing, then you slack. Laziness is, to begin with, maybe you have not been practicing. Then you are just, never mind lah. I've not been practicing for a long time. I can skip. Still not good. It still say it's a transgression, but not of defiled nature. Why? Because it's not directly against that teacher. So it's not of defiled nature, but still not good. But there are exception case, non-transgression. Non-transgression, what is it? Oh, if one is unable to comprehend the Dharma talk. So you don't have to give yourself excuse and then start criticizing a teacher. If you cannot understand, maybe it's too high level, then you just don't go. You don't have to say that, oh, the teacher is lousy lah, so slight distinction. If one is sick or weak, so some of you are so concerned, wow, Sifu, I'm sick, but can I take MC? Have you all fallen sick and then I ask you for MC the next week? Just try, just try. But if you are sick, it's okay now, just go and rest. If the other party teaches the contrary, so everybody have Dharma talk. Some say that they are teaching Dharma, but when you attend the first time you listen, they also put Buddha there. They also put Dharma talk, but then when the talk is being given, it doesn't sound like Dharma talk. The Buddha says that all things are impermanent, then this teacher says not impermanent, says it's permanent. The Buddha says you must listen to the Dharma, you must learn teachings, you must cultivate. And this teacher says don't have to cultivate. This teacher just say, oh, you take this piece of paper and then you chant how many times, you circle, then you go and burn it. Oh, then you can. You don't have to learn the Buddha Dharma. Just like that can. Doesn't seem correct. Okay, I do it again. No transgression. No transgression. Recently, you all know there's this false Dharma. If it is for the sake of not disrupting the Dharma speaker, maybe let's say every time you go, the Dharma speaker will get distracted. I don't know how the Dharma speaker will get distracted. Then out of compassion of not disturbing the Dharma talk, you don't go and attend. Maybe because every time you go there, you must fly through the window or something. If one has listened to it repeatedly, accepted and conformed, and know its meaning. So, say for example, like you know that today we're going to teach Precept number 29, and you have heard it like 300 times already, and you can memorize the text, understand the meaning, and you yourself have been giving teachings on it already. In such a case, you can choose not to attend. But it doesn't mean that you cannot attend. It's just that because you're already very fluent in it, and you have practiced accordingly, then you don't, it's okay. If one is widely learned, conforms and practices accordingly. So similarly, maybe not to that specific teachings, but you are widely learned. Then there's no issue. This one is interesting. If one is in the midst of cultivating dhyana, concentration, and does not want any temporary disruption. So, you see so many exception clauses. This particular exception clause is about how in the Bodhisattva path or in cultivation, there are various aspects. There's learning of Dharma, but there's also cultivation of samadhi, of jhana. So if you want to cultivate jhana, you need some critical time. You cannot say, oh, I just cultivate for one day, then the next day I go for Dharma class again, then the next day I meditate half an hour, then you keep switching your schedule, you cannot progress. So if you have chosen, you have decided, okay, I'm going to devote myself to doing this practice for, let's say, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, half a year or a year, then during that period, if you choose to not attend to any Dharma classes, that's okay. But provided you have already learned sufficiently. Otherwise, how do you meditate? Chinese, we have this saying, 行而不解，盲修瞎练. Meaning, so there's these two aspects of the practice. One is learning, and one is cultivation. Yeah, 行 is cultivation, 解 is understanding. Yeah, so attend Dharma class for understanding. So if 解而不行，纸上谈兵. Yeah, so if you just attend a lot of Dharma talk but never cultivate, then you are just like a what you call it, table talk general, armchair general. Yeah, wow, a lot of theory, wow, can have debate, but you never put it into real practice. But if you never learn enough, just 行而不解. Yeah, you wow, practice, meditate, cha. But you have no basis in the teachings. Then what happens? 盲修瞎练. Yeah, that your cultivation is like a blind person, in the dark, groping, bash your head all over the place. So in Buddhism we say 解行并重. Your understanding, your learning, plus cultivation must be balanced. So here when it says if you refuse to listen to Dharma of arrogance, there's all this exception to strike a balance. If one's faculties are dull and thus find it difficult to realize, accept, or conform. Yeah. So this may be a loophole for a lot of people. Aya, Sifu, my faculties are dull, 钝根. I'm a 钝根, I'm without faculty, so cannot attend Dharma class. But cannot be all of you attend SGC, so no problem. Now, these are not loopholes. These are meant to be examined by the practitioner ourselves to see whether, okay, is this the case? Is this the case? Yeah. After all, the Buddha's teaching is so varied. So there are some teachings that is very deep and profound. And if you find that at this point in time, it is beyond difficult for us to comprehend directly, then we may choose to moderate the number of hours or amount of time we spend on it. But must be with the right mindset. Not to think, I don't have to learn, but to say, at this time, I'm still not ready to learn. I'm looking forward to learning it in future. Let's take a look at the Chinese text to cover the whole thing completely. 骄慢不听法戒第29。Okay. So this is the Chinese version. 若菩萨, I'm just going to read through, and then if there's any word that deserve a deeper treatment, I will go through. 若菩萨闻说法处，若决定论处，以骄慢心、嗔恨心不往听者，是名为犯，众多犯，是犯软无起。若懒惰懈怠，非犯非软无起。不犯者，若不解，若病，若无力，若彼颠倒说法，若故说者心，若说闻，以受持，以知义；若多闻，若闻持，若如说行；若修禅定，不欲暂废；若顿根，难悟，难受，难持，不往者皆不犯。So this is the Chinese version. So some people have this impression that Chinese text, wow, very cheap, but you notice that it seems quite short, because just a few words got him already, Yeah, and even if you find it difficult to read, when you listen to the verses being read out, it's actually quite straightforward. Yeah, although because this is This was translated back in Tang Dynasty. Yeah, this is by Xuanzang Dashi, because this text, the original text, not the English one, the original text was translated from Sanskrit to Chinese by Xuanzang Dashi. Yeah, so this would be considered something a bit like Wen Yin Wen. Yeah, but when you read through, still okay. Yeah, still. After I explain, it's okay. Yeah, so that's the point of translation. Yeah, but as I do more translation with my Dharma brother, we start to appreciate even more deeply, yeah, the work that has been done, not just by this Chinese master, but throughout the whole Buddhist world, yeah, in the different traditions. Today, in the Western world, in the Theravadan tradition, we have Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi, we have Venerable Thanissaro Bhikkhu, we have various other masters who do a lot of translation work. Yeah, and through these translations, we are able to see the wisdom from ancient India, from the Buddha. And then because of the translation, we can bridge the different traditions. We start to see that, hey, there's actually not that much conflict, you know. Yeah, that although the specific practices may vary, and probably should vary, because different countries, yeah, and the emphasis, Chinese Mahayana Buddhism tend to be more focused on the Bodhisattva practices. But then when you look at the Bodhisattva practices, it doesn't deviate from what the Buddha taught as well. Yeah. So it has helped me myself to have a deeper appreciation of that bridge between the different lineages. So let me take a closer look. Just now there were some words like 懒惰懈怠. Yeah. So earlier mentioned about laziness and slackness. So let me just deepen that clarity here. Both are about not doing the practice. But one is, 懒惰 is you never start. 懈怠 is you were doing it before. Now you degenerate. So in the past, maybe you meditate every day. Now you are a bit slack. See how it makes sense? Yeah? 懈怠 means you have been practicing every day, you meditate maybe half an hour, 1 hour. Now you slack a bit, you meditate maybe 15 minutes. 懒惰 means you're just lazy, so you may not even have started. So last time, my teacher, the various masters, they would highlight this and say, if someone tell you, wow, recently, 懈怠, in a way, the person is reprimanding you, but in a way praising you. Why praising you? Because he's highlighting that you used to be earnest in your practice, now you are, backsliding. So that is the slacking part, 懈怠. Then 懒惰 is basically telling you, hey, you better do something. In this precept, just as before, you see a lot of understanding of the circumstances that we face. Yeah? It is not a simple blanket statement, if you do this wrong, die, go to hell. Yeah? But there's a lot of appreciation of the different circumstances you face. Yeah? Maybe you are lazy, or maybe you are slacking. Yeah? But it is not that you have any ill intent towards the speaker or towards Dharma. Yeah? Further, if you cannot understand what is being taught, then you force yourself to go and attend. Might as well do other practices. Or if you are already doing other practices, then you have to interrupt your practice. You are on the verge of first jhana, then, Venerable Chuan having Dharma talk. I have to go again. Then you go there, then listen to the talk, so happy, love. Then when you go back, far away from the first jhana again. Yeah. or maybe you are not feeling well, whether hot, cold, then you somehow 30% water price increase, then you fall sick. Don't dare to drink water, then you fall sick. So how? So the teaching is not that it's flexible then anyhow, but the teaching shows a lot of compassion inside. After all, this is the Bodhisattva Precepts. So the precepts itself indirectly teach us compassion, because you see that instead of just one line, one simple line, if you do this wrong, but it shows a lot of appreciation of the difficulties of a cultivator. Not easy, you cultivate, well, maybe you cultivate too hard, you fall sick. Then how? Cannot attend Dharma class, man. Like some of our members recently text me, not feeling well, have to take leave. Okay. And sometimes, like one of them texts me this morning, have to miss the morning Heart Sutra class. Not that she don't want to attend, and not that she's sick, daughter sick. How? Of course, have to. It's not even, to me, it's not even about understanding or not. Of course, you must go and attend to your child. Yeah? Can you imagine if Sifu said, so? 哇，这个师傅罪该万死啊，好屁股。哇 ，of course not.
So we have a lot of commitments.
Yeah.
So sometimes like if I cannot attend, I'm waiting for the next class. So I also have default transgression.
If you have a lot of
Sometimes
commitment.
your class may not be my. I mean, I have some other things to do.
Yes.
So I cannot. I also feel very bad.
You feel very bad.
Yeah. I want to attend, then I have this and that, then I cannot go.
That's why now we record on and then put on YouTube. But sometimes the fact that you feel bad, to me that's good enough. Not that Sifu would like people to feel bad of it.
I'm waiting for a day when the Dharma start. Wow, super low.
You mean Hasutra? Oh. Sifu's point is this. It is not that we want people to feel bad, but it is that on your own you feel bad, then that's good enough. We don't have to push you further to say, why did you not attend? Because if you already feel bad, then it means that you had the intent to. Why you always don't have the chance?
Sometimes you start on the Saturday afternoon, right? And Saturday I have about near to 3 hours of exercises, and after that I'm very, very tired. So I was thinking whether to attend or not. And we come to the class and sleep. So I think better go.
Okay.
And this Sunday one.
What happened?
This Sunday I had chanting over Jesus.
Then how?
So yours is about 1 over 1, right? So I think.
No, two over one.
Sunday I cannot go down.
2 over 1.
Yeah, that's right. So I was actually counting the day. Okay, sometimes this Sunday I go some 13. Also not complete. This side halfway, that side halfway. So like, yesterday then I give up. I still decided whether I will come this week.
Oh. Then you end up giving up the Heart Sutra.
No, I'm waiting for the next one.
Wait for the next one, right? Then next one, so.
See when, I mean, maybe.
Okay, so two things.
Then,
Two things. On one hand, as far as Sifu is concerned, when it comes to attending Dharma class, it is really up to individuals. But as I mentioned in the SGC chat, we try to do recording and put it up. It is to help people catch up. In case sometimes you all have a one-off event or something and you cannot catch up, then at least you are still in touch with the Dharma. Then there are some students of mine, they are sent overseas for work or just overseas placement for 1 or 2 years. So in the meantime, they may be in some countries where there's just no Dharma. So it's good to have some ways to be in touch. Yeah. But I also highlight, if everybody go online to watch YouTube, then what happened? One day, Sifu come, only Zoping, Biling, and Shifu. Then I start chanting, then finish, then after meditation, open my eyes, only the two of them smiling at me. Then, good afternoon, brothers and sisters, then you see the person. Then you all say. You all don't say it because you all will not be around. Yeah, then I ask, how are you today? Yeah, literally, how are you all today? How are you two today? Yeah, then after that, on my left, anybody new? No, nobody new, only the two of you. On my right, nobody. Yeah, so also cannot. Yeah, but at some point. No, wait. So at some point, some people actually raise concern to me. Yeah, they say, "Hey, Shifu, you record and put up the whole episode. Then after one, people don't have to come at 10. They just watch at home. When they are free, they watch." So to be honest, to all of you, very frankly, at some point I was hesitating. At some point I was like, maybe I shouldn't put up. But after a while I thought, no, those who need to come or want to come, they'll still come. Those who, maybe there are those who want to come but cannot come, then at least they get a chance to watch. So after a while I thought, 想通了, okay, just put up. Yeah. If one day all of you choose to watch online, then too bad, then I will just have one episode. This is to inform you that because no one turned out. So there's no SGC this week. Bye! Yeah. But on a personal basis, whether to attend this or that series of classes, from what I hear from you, it's a matter of priority. But Shifu is not here to judge you or anybody else to say whether this prioritization or that is correct. But it's very simple. Like one devotee told me, Shifu, I need to go and chant Hua Yin Jing. Left don't know how many weeks, then it's complete. So I'm like, okay, sure, yeah. I mean, I cannot say, okay, so Hua Yin Jing. Cannot, ma. Then you say you go Gong Shu. I cannot say Gong Shu Shu. Right? Unless you tell me, not you lah. Unless someone tell me, hey Shifu, next week I cannot come. My mahjong kaki asked me to go. Then I'll be like, I'll really give you a present. Mahjong. You know what I mean? So whether you are here or you are in Jisiling or in Pianshi or any temple, to me, all Dharma, no problem. But if you are here, you will learn Heart Sutra. If you are there, you don't learn Heart Sutra. So up to you to prioritize. For Shifu, no problem. But for you, it apparently is a problem. For you, apparently it's a problem not to go to do chanting. Then you should be happy with your choice. You have chosen to go and do chanting. So you should be happy. You shouldn't be sad. Why didn't I come for that? I had to miss. In your case, it's not an external condition. It's your choice. Be happy with your choice. I'm happy for you. But you don't look happy. I tell you, my late ordination teacher, he said something. He said, when it comes to learning Dharma, 不讲人情的. He said something like that. In Chinese, in English, I already say Chinese. I still want to say it in Chinese. In English, it means when you come to learn Dharma, you don't talk about people relation. You don't talk about emotions in a way. Yeah, because learning Dharma is a rational decision. Yeah. Having said that, to a certain extent, learning Dharma has that feeling involved. If you go to a place and then somehow don't feel right, hard to connect with whatever it said also. Yeah, but as long as you connect with something, that's okay. So don't worry.
I not because I want to go out with friends, I want to go because I had these two classes is also many years ago.
So it's a Dharma class there.
No, not Dharma. Saturday is my workout
And Sunday?
exercises.
Workout exercises.
About 2 hours. I always
Workout
started-
exercises.
Yeah. Almost 20 years.
So
I
if
don't go
what
there
if what if you are one Heart Sutra workshop away from attaining Buddhahood? Then you give up your Buddhahood for
Well, I'm waiting
workout
for the next
exercises.
one, no. I'm waiting for the
You
next-
waiting, huh?
Maybe next one 有缘分的话 comes.
You know what is 缘分 or not? You know what is 缘分? 缘分 is conditions.
Yeah.
You know what is conditions? One of the key conditions is ourself.
Because if you say the one for 2 months, then these 2 months totally I
The whole week you can do exercise other time.
I
Or,
have a date.
huh?
It's a fixed day.
Yeah, with this group it's a fixed day.
Not group, I exercise at my club.
Yeah, lah, with
It's
your club
a
lah.
fixed Saturday.
By yourself lah.
No, we have a class.
Yeah, lor. So my point is, 怎么解释？我真的，okay, I mean, think about it, the club that you go to, and you all have been doing exercise together. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever gone for a tour and then, as a result, missed the exercise?
Yeah, but that is 1 week.
You have one.
Yeah, 1 week.
So, but you can miss, right?
Can.
Can, right?
1 week.
Then other people, have they ever missed before?
There are sometimes
Oh, you're low.
I want to try 2 months, then I have to miss 2 months.
Your whole life, you can go any other time, no? You choose to not miss it. So it's your choice, ma. Sư Phụ is okay one, lucky steady one. But you know what I mean? No? It's your choice. So you should be very happy about your choice that you choose health over Buddhahood.
The time I attend the Saturday one, it's
then
around
call him already.
3 plus, right? That one.
Yeah, last time lah.
So
Then
I'll
call
be
him already.
out in the morning, 10.
Then you should have
Next time I
just.
come to over here, the whole day I'm out.
So you see, what you could have done is once a month, like it's 2.5 months, right? So maybe every 3 weeks you go once. So this week you go in the morning, then you tired a bit, come and attend class, yeah. Then after that, the next 2 weeks you don't go for exercise. You can attend, wow, lucky, concentrate. Then on the what needs?
Certain day I need to come, I also miss the
Who asked you not to come? Why do you?
I say some day I don't attend the
No. Some days one day you go for exercise. Then for 2 weeks you come without going for exercise. You come to attend Heart Sutra. That means you're consistently attending Heart Sutra.
But your Heart Sutra is only, not only 2 weeks, right? It's 2 over months.
Yeah. So after the 1 week, then 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks, right? Then you repeat the cycle. Then you go for your exercise in the morning. Then you come for class. Then a bit tired, a bit. Then after that, 2 more weeks you easily done, solve problem.
That's why I was thinking, if I come for the class, I don't know whether I will be very sleepy. I don't know whether I can attend.
Do you know that I have some students who, after attending some of my classes, they on their own, and one of them was even a working mother. Some of them started waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I also wake up at that time.
Yeah, to do their practice. Before that, they don't. The point is, before that, they don't. And after hearing the teachings, they're like, hey, yeah, it's my choice, no, I have to decide. So they did that. There are some students who, on Sunday, they wake up morning to go for exercise also. But, again, don't be, mistaken that I'm trying to make you feel bad. But that's why I say, Sư Phụ, don't feel bad about your choice. You shouldn't feel bad about your choice, but you must recognize it's nothing to do with the external conditions. It's your choice. Because it's not as though that group tell you, hey, you miss for 3 weeks, we struck you out of our group. We lock the door, no, you cannot come in. No, ma. Correct or not?
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Think about it. When Sifu became a monk, I was away for 3 to 4 years then. Then the first 2 years, I came back because of the higher ordination. My master passed away. But after a long time, I'm overseas. Then how? How? My mother, my father, it's a choice.
Me feel so guilty.
Yeah.
Now I cannot have the Saturday class again. Sunday.
Then Sunday how? Sunday why? Why?
I'm counting the calendar.
Huh?
And next Sunday is 15, right? I was thinking, I mean this year or 2 years ago, but February we went to head down to China.
So okay, so you see, for Sifu, right, as far as classes is concerned, you don't attend this class, you attend another class, no problem. But similarly, sometimes you have to be flexible, because like for the SGC, because it's every week, I cannot ask you all, hey, every week, you all don't come, you miss 1 week, next week, I don't want to see you again. But Heart Sutra is just 10 lessons. Just commit to that 10 lessons, count in one time, your life, you do it once, okay, sweet. You know, then next time for during Dharma classes, then you can tell people, oh, I committed myself 10 weeks, sweet, then complete. Oh, I have already graduated.
I don't like to miss here half.
No?
I always like to be complete.
Yeah, don't miss here half. Attend the whole Heart Sutra. Miss that side all the way. Why can't you miss that?
Huh?
So, okay, enough about you. No, but you know what I like about her? She's very frank with her sharing. Not just in today's class, but in many classes, she will suddenly blurt out. which some of you may find very funny, but to me, I really appreciate it because it's very frank from her heart, you know. Yeah. So her situation to me can be generalized and applied to all of us. Yeah. It's up to us to prioritize and manage our time. Yeah. There are some students who ask me, Shifu, for the Heart Sutra, the first lesson I may have to miss it because I have something that was arranged beforehand. I only got to know about the Heart Sutra just a few weeks ago. So I'm like, well, okay. I mean, for me, I don't even have the kind of draconian rule that, oh, you must attend how many lessons, otherwise I don't want to see you again. For me, when people ask me, can I miss next week's class? Well, you can miss any number of classes. But if you miss too many classes, then you may find it hard to catch up. So the attendance itself doesn't directly affect me unless the whole Heart Sutra, everybody that weeks decide nobody turn up. Then it's okay. Then we shift the class 1 week later. It's simple as that. Yeah. So try. Yeah. Otherwise, until Sifu watch you, then you also watch you. No, you cannot watch you.
Because Chief Sitting Sunday.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry, I forgot. Now that you mentioned Chief Sitting. So last thing is, traditionally, we tend to prioritize chanting over learning Dharma.
You know, I don't have this anything.
Oh, you don't have, man?
I think both are equally.
Equally,
But I
then how come you don't attend Heart Sutra?
The chanting is morning 9:30.
Yeah.
Every Sunday morning.
Then?
The whole day also have, but afternoon I always half day there, then come to the second class.
Yeah.
I always
So
rush.
Heart Sutra on Sunday morning, 9 to 11. So if both are equal, then you just for this 10 weeks, you don't have to attend every year. But be careful, you attend once, you get hooked, you might attend again. Yeah. Never mind, we are way comfortable. Yeah. Sifu should have, another center in Bedok invited Sifu to conduct some classes. So earlier on, like 1 or 2 months back, I was liaising with them. And then when I really sit down and look at my schedule, I realized that my schedule is very packed already. Tuesday to Friday, I have classes. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then Sunday morning now, I have classes. Then Sunday afternoon, SGC. Yeah, so I already have 6 lessons a week. Yeah, so I told them, let me see if I can squeeze in something on Saturday. Yeah, or I might wait for Friday class to finish, then I will start the Heart Sutra in Chinese over there. Yeah. Okay, please don't come and tell me, oh, too far.
Day or night?
Huh?
Day or night class?
If it's Friday, it'll be evening. Yeah, it'll be evening. Yeah. Yes.
I thought you had one class of gay
SDF. Yes. That is also Heart Sutra. It's on Friday. Also just started.
Also night.
Yeah. Yeah. So those of you who cannot make it on Sunday, you have one more option. Still cannot, then will be again. So.
1 hour to reach there.
Huh?
Buddhist library.
Take 1 hour to reach there.
I take public transport.
You know that last time, this is spiritual group cultivation. Last time, Shifu conduct a group cultivation for SIM students. So every Thursday afternoon, at about 4+5, one of them, he will come and see me. He will sort of talk to me, ask me some questions. Then about 6+7, then we will set off. He will usually arrange a camp or something. So one day, I decided to ask him to walk. So about 4:30, we started walking from Buddhist Library all the way to Shelford Lane, Dunnet Road. Yeah, 3 hours walk. Yeah, we did that for about 8 months. Then I went for my own personal retreat. Yeah. So 3 hours.
You check whether he still can walk.
Sorry?
Maybe he can't walk that far.
Maybe he can't walk that far. He worked for 8 months with me. Yeah, 有辛苦怕远啊。
是sometimes you see 人家的关系。
Oh, don't worry about history. Worry about your public transport. No, but I understand that if given a choice between traveling 15 minutes versus 1 hour, of course 15 minutes, you know. But I was just having a conversation with someone about, yeah, everything comes in so nicely, about learning Dharma, the attitude towards learning Dharma. So this person was sharing how SBF. So I teach the 2nd year, and the couple who picked me up and sent me back, they shared with me that the monitor of their class in year 1 was a PRC who flew over to attend Dharma class. And she already had a master's in Buddhism in China, but everything was taught in Mandarin, in Chinese, so she wanted to learn it in English, yeah, to complete her learning. So she come all the way here. Of course, she was here also to find out how she can bring her son to study here, but still the kind of attitude, to learning. And why do I say this? Because she's not the only one I've met. We have had retreats in the past where some individual we don't know of from China, they just happen to see someone share the poster online. They don't know the place, they don't know Singapore, first time come, they just see, okay, sign up, come fly all the way here for retreat. Yeah, there are. Yeah, so sometimes, in a way, I don't say that you all this or that. I mean, I'm a Singaporean also. And I cannot help but say that because Singapore is just so convenient. So it feels like half an hour journey, Yeah. But in US, in my monastery, when you fly to the airport, Albuquerque, after you get out of the airport, it is a 3-hour drive. minimum 3-hour drive. If you drive faster, 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's still close to 3 hours. And if you think that that's long, to fly to that airport from Singapore, it takes about 24 hours because there's no direct flight all the way to New Mexico. And last time, there's no direct flight to the US. Yeah, oftentimes we will transfer in Hong Kong or Taiwan or Japan, and then you fly to SFO or LAX, then you transfer in, and if you don't get a direct transfer, you transfer in Phoenix, Arizona, or Denver, boom, the total journey is 27 hours. Yeah. Maybe because I was much younger back then. But many times it's a matter of